appreciate what
Good morning. Thank you for staying with Housing TV Africa, your first in housing news. This is Dateline, a news and current affairs program to keep you apprised on development and events within Nigeria. My name is Joyce Onwosu. I'll be back in a moment. Please stay with us. Welcome again. Moving on, the National Assembly reviewed the 2025 budget, which was passed last week, reducing the capital expenditure component to raise the current expenditure. The lawmakers said the review became necessary following some errors in the past budget. Although the budget size remains 54.99 trillion naira, the capital expenditure was reduced by more than 500 billion naira, while the recurrent expenditure was increased by the same amount. At plenary sessions on Tuesday, both the Senate and the House of Representatives effected corrections in the figures earlier passed for some of the ministries, departments and agencies, with some increasing while others had a downward review. The chairman of the House Committee on Rules and Business, Francis Wave, APC Delta, who presented the motion for the review of the approved items, said the action became necessary because the Joint Appropriation Committee noticed errors in the figures earlier passed. The Nigerian government has released a total of $68,360,000 to 28 states under the State Action on Business Enabling Reforms program. This initiative, backed by a $750 million loan from the World Bank, aims to enhance Nigeria's ease of doing business by streamlining regulations and improving investment policies. The Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Finance, Lydia Jafia, disclosed this at the National Sensitization Workshop on the SABA program held in Abuja. According to Jafia, 33 states, including the Federal Capital Territory, have signed a subsidiary loan agreement, with 28 states receiving between $1,400 million in prior results disbursements. The funds are designated for implementing reforms that boost business competitiveness and enhance public-private partnerships. She noted that an independent verification firm had been engaged to assess state performance for the years 2023 and 2024, ensuring accountability and efficiency. The SABA program has already recorded significant achievements, including improvements in land administration processes, enhanced transparency in business government relations, and reduced costs for fiber optic deployment. The House of Representatives Committee on Public Accountants has launched an investigation into outstanding debts owed to the Federation accounts by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, and several oil companies. The inquiry, led by Subcommittee Chairman Honorable Akinlade Isiaq, follows concerns raised by the Office of the Auditor General for the Federation regarding financial obligations that remain unsettled by NNPC Limited and various oil firms. According to the report, as at the end of 2021, NNPC Limited and other oil companies owed the Federation account approximately $1.6 billion in royalties payable to the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission (NUPRC) under the Production Sharing Contract, Repayment Agreement and Modified Carry Arrangement. Further findings indicate that NNPCL's claims against the Federation stood at 1.9 trillion naira.
We are not out to short anybody. What this committee is set up to do is to ensure that those that are owing us pay us. For us to be able to finance this year's budget. We want to take all our money from everywhere. You know the challenge we are having? 54 trillion budget. We don't want to take loan. We have resources in-house. If we are able to harness all those resources, we will finance this year's budget without taking any loan. And that's why this committee is set up. And also prepare to take any step legal to retrieve, to recover all the outstandings from any agency, either government or private sectors that are owing this country. So that's the purpose of this assignment. And because we just received your submission now, we may not be able to take you, but the members of this committee, we are 12 members in this committee, will go through this document and at the appropriate time, not too long.
In his response, Dapo Shegun, who represented the Group Chief Executive Officer, explained that part of the funds in question had been allocated to the government priority projects and subsidy funding, which was sustained until its removal in September 2024.
The funding for these projects aptly is through deductions from Federation's crude and gas entitlements, which covers royalties for the period, which were duly appropriated for. And the various projects and the application we have detailed in Appendix 2 to our letter. As I said earlier, there were no deductions in 2023 and 2024 for GPP because this occurred following the passage of the PIA by the National Assembly. Furthermore, going to the cost of collection due to NUPRC on royalties and other fiscal obligations, we are unable to address that really because NNPC Limited does not pay NUPRC. NUPRC is paid by the Accountant General of the Federation, and so we're unable to produce information in that respect. Our role is to remit, and then once the remittance is done, we believe the appropriate agency of government makes payments to NUPRC. To be clear, we do not make those payments for revenue generation to NUPRC.
The subcommittee chairman has vowed to continue its investigation into 2025 with the aim of determining the current status of the debts as of December 2024 and ensuring the recovery of outstanding funds while reaffirming the committee's commitment to professionalism and transparency. In another development, the House of Representatives Committee on Environment has urged the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited to provide victims of the recent fire outbreak and oil spillage in Bukuma in Degama local government area of Rivers State. The House made this call following a formal complaint to the committee by the affected community against the NNPC, 18 operating limited companies affected by the fire and oil spillage incident in Bukuma. The committee also invited the NNPC and its subsidiaries to appear before it on the 4th of March for further deliberations on the matter following its absence at the public hearing.
So I want to use this medium to call on NNPC 18 Operating Limited, who in this case is the accused people, the accused operator, that the resolution of this house is that they should appear 2 weeks. So it's going to be on the 4th of March. I'm also going to call on the NNPC to, in the interim, provide relief materials for the affected people. It's important, and it is a practice. They should provide materials. There are children and women and old people there that their life is very important. These are Nigerians. In fact, not only Nigerians, they are critical Nigerians that from their soil we are fighting fat in Abuja. So the NNPC is hereby advised to respond by way of providing relief materials for the affected persons.
The federal government on February 17, 2025 marked a significant milestone with the commissioning of the first ever barracks for the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, 35 years after its establishment. The barracks will provide both office and residential accommodation for the agency's officers, men and women. Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Prince Lateef Fagbemi, who attended the commissioning ceremony, described the facility as more than just a physical structure. He highlighted that the modern administrative offices, detention facilities, secure storage, and residential accommodation were a vital investment in the agent's human capital. Fagbemi also expressed that the facility reflects the administration's commitment to creating an environment where NDLEA personnel and other families can thrive securely. More than 50 people have been injured in a gunpowder explosion at a market in Talata Mafara, Zamfara State. The explosion happened in the afternoon while trading was in full swing. Witnesses say a locally made gun accidentally went off, igniting a powdered substance sold for use in similar firearms. The injured victims were first taken to the General Hospital in Talata Mafara but were later transferred to Usman Danfodio Teaching Hospital in Sokoto due to inadequate medical facilities. Authorities say swift action from security personnel and firefighters prevented the fire from spreading further. Efforts to reach the Zamfara State Police Command for comment have been unsuccessful. The former House of Representatives member Chief Sam Onogbo on Tuesday in Abuja praised President Bola Tinubu for the reconstruction of the vital Achingali Udona Obizi Umuwawa Ubakala Road. The road, which connects key communities in Imo and Abia and plays a vital role in regional agriculture and commerce, has been restored, including the reconstruction of the Imo River Bridge that was destroyed by a bomb during the 1969 Civil War. Chief Sam Onugbo, who is the current Southeast representative on the Southeast Development Commission, praised the APC-led federal government for prioritizing the reconstruction of the Achingali Udona Obizi Umuwawa Ubakala Road over 50 years after its destruction. He, however, praised the All Progressive Congress for prioritizing infrastructure development, citing the reconstruction of the Achingali Udona Obizi Umuwawa Ubakala Road and the construction of a federal secretariat complex in Abia, a project the previous government had neglected. At this point, we'll take a break for more stories shortly. Stay tuned. Glad to have you join us again. Governor Obasani is committed to creating a business-friendly environment in Kaduna State to drive investments, economic growth, job creation and boost internally generate revenue. The Director General of Kaduna Geographic Information Service, Dr. Bashir Ibrahim Garuba, revealed this on Tuesday Garba further disclosed that the governor has reinstated the 4 land titles of 5th Chuka Resort Limited, which the previous administration had revoked, underscoring its commitment to fostering a business-friendly environment in Kaduna State. He also conveyed the government's commitment to resolving land and property disputes while implementing an efficient land administration system to better serve the people. He, however, advised residents of Kaduna to remain law-abiding and exercise patience as the administration implements land reforms that are centered on the people's welfare. A fire incident on Tuesday destroyed several houses, shops and offices worth millions of naira on Adebayo Street in Jos North local government area of Plateau State and at a market in Oyo State. Residents in Jos told our correspondent that the incident occurred in the early hours while people were asleep, saying that many buildings were destroyed, with victims counting their losses from the outbreak. The Oyo incident occurred at Oka Samu, Kosogbo, Oyo East local government area. The intervention of the state firefighters helped to curtail the spread of the inferno. The National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, has intercepted 13 girls suspected to be victims of human trafficking en route to Baghdad, Iraq for sexual and labor exploitation. The girls and women, who were between 19 and 39, were allegedly deceived and recruited by some unregistered labor recruiters who were suspected to be agents of a larger criminal labor recruiting gang operating between Nigeria and some Middle East countries. They were intercepted at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, shortly before departing for Iraq. According to a statement by the NAPTIP press officer Vincent Adekoye, the arrest followed a tip-off by some partners who noticed the unusual movement of some unknown faces at the departure lounge of the airport in the company of some timidly looking girls crossing the same answer to questions about their destination, and alerted the agency. The girls were set to be issued 60-day visas and yet assigned a labor agreement of 2 years with their agents. NAPTIP also stated that investigations showed that they would be paid $250 monthly by their recruiter, of which they would remit 4 months' pay to the agents in Nigeria and another amount to the agents in Iraq. The Federal Inland Revenue Service has engaged with large taxpayer groups ahead of the implementation of the pilot phase of the Merchant Buyer Solution and e-invoicing system to get their contributions and smoothen the process. At the stakeholders' engagement in Lagos on Tuesday, it was disclosed that the pilot phase of the system would commence in July with selected taxpayers. The FRS announced the launch of the National E-Invoicing Solution in 2024, describing it as a transformative initiative aimed at providing real-time visibility into business transactions and financial data. In his presentation at the event, the Chief of Staff to the Executive Chairman of the FIRS, Tayo Koleosho, said the solution will make life easy for all stakeholders. The Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on Tuesday said Lagosians would now, with 1,000 naira, enjoy a 30% reduction on the red line transportation fare. Governor Sanwo-Olu, who made this known at the unveiling of the Abulegba bus terminal, said the fare was reduced because the state government wanted the red line transportation system to be accessible and affordable. In his address at the Abulegba bus terminal inauguration, Sanwo-Olu said, and I quote, "About 6 years ago, we pledged to the people of Lagos State to upgrade our public transportation system with modern, sustainable infrastructure to enable them to meet their daily aspirations today. We're here in Agege to hand over to the people another public infrastructure that will aid their seamless communication from here to other parts of Lagos and perhaps to other parts of our country, Nigeria." End of quote. Moving on, the National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, on Tuesday handed over 59 rescued kidnapped victims from various forests in Kaduna State to state government officials led by the Chief of Staff to the state governor, Sani Liman Kila, in Abuja. Speaking at the occasion, Malam Ribadu said the victims comprised 28 females, 24 males and 6 children, while 1 person was reportedly hospitalized. The report added that the federal government was working around the clock to ensure that other kidnapped victims still in captivity are released. And that's the much we can take on Dateline today. Thank you so much for your time. For more news in the housing sector, subscribe to Housing TV Africa on YouTube and follow Housing TV Africa on all social media platforms. Don't forget to download the Housing TV Africa mobile app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. My name is Joyce Onso. Bye for now.
Improvement in power generation and supply. Practical discussion, accountability, ultimate partnership with
Get credible and authentic housing news at your fingertips by downloading the Housing TV mobile app. You can also join the African International Housing Show live from across the globe through the Housing TV mobile app. The mobile app features live streaming and trending housing news. You can locate the AIHS venue via the app, network with AIHS seasoned speakers, and live chat with exhibitors. You can also order house or building materials at AIHS via this app. Download the Housing TV mobile app now from the App Store and Google Play Store. And don't forget to click on the notification button. Available for both iOS and Android users. Housing TV is also on Star Times, channel 149 decoder.